Hi, I am Sentimus Prime, and here we'll be going on another model kit adventure. Now, previously, I have shown you how to assemble a Gridman, the modelroid Gridman, from the modelroid Full Power Gridman set. And while I did that, I showed you some of the basics on following through the instructions of a model kit, such as the letter number process, where it's basically just battle shipping that way, or taking note of these caution signs, or putting parts in a particular order. I'm basically telling you, walking you through the building process of these model kits, of this model kit. So now we're going to be continuing that, and here I have all of the parts to make Buster Boar, right here and ready to go. Now, I would prefer to do Samurai Caliber next, but the instructions have it so Buster Boar is next, and I'm going to be doing it how the instructions say, mainly because I'm following you through the instructions while I'm doing this. So that's basically what we're doing here. And we're going to start off with, where we left off, with this section here. This is the section we're going to be focusing on. First, we're going to be assembling the helmet part that goes over Gridman's head. So I have the parts up here in the forefront. So it does read caution. It just telling you to pay close attention to these parts. So anyways, we grab a piece of this helmet piece, and the other half of this helmet piece. Okay, let me see. Okay, so you put this yellow horn. Okay, so you put this yellow horn and tab it and push it into there. You fold that in. You take this part, you attach these little pegs into the hole down here, I think. It's either the hole down here or the hole up there. Yeah, I think it's the hole down here. Then we grab this visor piece, and this is gonna slide into that little groove right there. This part will, like so. Alright. Now we take the other half of this helmet and squeeze the two halves together, making sure everything is aligned properly. Okay. Okay, next part we take this piece. I believe we just slide it back here. We just slide it onto there, like so. And then we take these antennae pieces, and we are going to attach it by connecting these two holes to these two pegs. And we're going to be doing that like so. Then we do this for the other side real quick. Do this real quick. Boom. Whoops. It can be a little tricky. Can be just tricky. Now, you might notice on the instructions that it's like showing you this like little teardrop icon. As far as I know, that icon means like that's the instructions like recommending you to put glue there, because like these parts they connect on fine without any glue. It's just that the instructions would recommend you to put glue there to give it a more solid connection, to make it so it's not likely to come apart. Basically, the small parts that are like sticking out, like these antenna pieces. So anyways, the helmet piece is pretty much done. So we have that going. And now we can take this and turn it to the next page. And boom. Now we have that going. Alright, so starting off, we're going to take this part, this big old yellow part. We're going to take this little cockpit piece. We're going to attach it onto this part like so. Next, we take this part, make sure it's this part with the just having a good look at that part. We take one of these, poke it through, I think. Just poke it through like that, maybe. And then take this part and make sure it's the part with this gap facing this way. And then plug it like so. Plug it on the other side of that like so. Then what you do is you take this part and just layer this and just attach it to there, connecting these two together. And then we flip this down, then we have that. Alright, now we do the same with the other side. So we take this black part, we take this piece, we're gonna poke it through, push it through, take this part, attach it to there, flip it down, take this part, and combine the two halves together, like so. Now we have two of them, each one mirrored. Now, next we're going to take these we're going to take these parts and these parts, and they may not look, take these parts and they may not look it, but these parts are different from each other. How so? Well, if you look closely, you can see that there's a little, that the hole, not like the whole like peg area, is leaning more towards one side rather than the other. Like you can also see it looking at it this way. Like you see that? This may not seem like a big deal, but this is like the minor stuff that if you're not careful with, you can like mess up a lot. Like the same goes for these parts. Like from a glance they look identical, but if you put them up close, you can see that these black circles on top are leaning more towards one side rather than the other. And the instructions also makes this very clear bunches of times. It seemingly doesn't look like a big deal, but if you're not careful with those minor differences in the parts, then you could really mess stuff up and you could potentially break something. And we don't want that with our really cool model kits. So anyways, it's just these little like warnings and stuff. So anyways, we attach this, I believe, to this side. Then we take I think that's how it is. And then what we do is we take each one of these ball joints and like push them into these sockets, making sure that each like section is pushed into the right half. So like that half where this is where the black part is leaning this way goes on this one, and the other one goes on the other one. So anyways, let's pop this in. Boom. Very satisfying click. Now let's do that again with this part. Oh yeah. Nice satisfying click, and it's a nice firm, and it's a nice decent ball joint. Very nice. Next step is actually making the drills. And you can see with this part of the instructions, like, do you notice that like little like orange square 2, orange square with the number 2 on it? That is the instructions trying to tell you that you need to build multiples of that section. In that case, 2. So anyways, so the section that's talking about, so how about we start building that section? So we take one of these, we take these yellow cone things, we attach it, can we attach it? Or is it unattachable? Is this another one of those cautions? There we go. It just attaches in a very particular way. Oh, I see it now. It's not completely rounded. Like, you can see that, one side is flattened. So that's basically mean, like, you can see that, come on. Like, you can see that one side of this peg is flattened, as well as part of the peg hole right there. That means it has to go in a very particular angle in order to not break the peg or the hole. So we have that. Next, we take a bunch of these. Now what we're going to do is we're going to attach these like so. So basically take these silver panels, then just latch them on like so. Now all of these silver parts are identical. We do the same for this side. Boom. And boom. And boom. Next, we close this up. We close both of them. Then boom, now we have a couple of drills to pierce the heavens with. Alright, next, we take a part like this. We take a drill. We attach this onto the drill. And then we take this massive ball joint and just peg this into that hole. Do the same with the other side, with the other drill. Very fancy. Fancy drills. So anyways, we take this part, we attach this silver piece onto the 3 holes right here. We attach it like that. And then we attach the yellow part on top of that. Neat. Now we have that little section filled out a little bit. Okay. Next up are the treads. Alright. So, we take this part, we take this part which is done at a particular, which is done in a particular way, and we have it mirrored. So you take this, you plug this in with the side with the peg facing this way, you attach this black part, or lock that in place. You take this gray part, layer it on top of that, then take this black panel piece, click it onto there, close that, then we take this piece, attach it to that peg, then take this part, which, yes, it is different. Like, there is like super minor differences, but there is difference, such as like it sticks out. This like section is sticking out farther this way, and this one is the opposite. So we take this one, we peg this slot into that hole, push this into that hole. Oh, I had it upside down, derp. Should go in easier now. Boom, we have that going for us. And now we have that done up. So now we can do the other treads, the other set of treads. So we take this part, drop the piece because I have butterfingers. Take that piece that I dropped, attach it to there, attach the other half of the treads, attach it to there, attach this gray part onto there, attach these red panels, close them, attach this part, this little hinge part, make sure that latches in, and then attach this into that, and then plug this into that little hole. Then there we have that done. Now what we can do, so we have these parts, we have these parts, we have this, we have these parts which are parts formies for assembly. So let's see. Next up is next up is attaching, is like putting everything together. Okay, so first of all, we take these. We take these and combine them together like so. Yeah, we take this, we attach these black pegs to these yellow holes. At least I think that's how it's done. Let's try attaching these onto the yellow part first, then combine them. Alright, then we can attach the helmet. We can slide the helmet in. Yeah, we slid the helmet in. Next, we can take the treads, so you see, on the ends of these gray rods, you do get these little nubs, and here you have a little slot within that hole. Yeah, you can see it better on this side. right there. You're basically gonna turn this upside down, have it so it fits in like a keyhole. Fits in like a keyhole. Have it so it fits in like a keyhole. And then turn it around. And then you tab this. Then you tab this in. And done. Oh no, shoot, I think I done goofed. Of course I done goofed. And hopefully I won't break it. There. I think I've attached these wrong. I think I might have gotten them switched up somehow. Because I think they're supposed to be like this. So, anyways, let's try that again. Stuff just loves to go wrong. What happened this time? Okay, a ball joint just came up. Let's continue this. You fit in like a keyhole. And oh shoot, well, that part sort of came off. But it should be fine. Anyways, you tab this in. Take this. You push it in. Swing it around. Wow, that's pretty smooth compared to the... And tap it in. This one's also... Yeah, this one's doing better now. The only thing bad that really happened is the like little nub that was on the end of that rod sort of came off. So like I sort of like scraped that off, but it should be no big deal. So we then attach these drills. We attach the drills on, and those can spin and all that goodness. And then finally, last step, we can... where do these... Oh, what the heck. It says you can, like, store them somewhere on this, but I'll figure it out. It says that the instructions says that you can, like, store these somewhere on here. But I'm not going to deal with that right now. What matters is I've done it. I've assembled Buster Boar. It's a neat little drill tank. And now we know why it's important to keep track of these small differences between parts. Otherwise, stuff like this happens. Which again is not a deal breaker. It's just a pretty inconvenient thing that can happen when building these model kits. So I guess that'll be it for this. If you enjoyed this video, consider to like and subscribe. And if you have any questions when it comes to these when it comes to like the model kit, these modelroid kits and stuff, like this particular one, feel free to let me know down in the comments. And yeah, I will be, and of course I will be posting again sooner or later.